Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Incubator Podcast. We are back today for a new episode of Tech Tuesday, and we are joined today by none other than Jason Beyer, who is the business unit leader for the care franchise at Chiesi USA. Jason, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Dr. Korsha. So pleased to join today.
Call me Ben, please. Do not. This is.
I've been thinking about that. I figured I'd try and figure we course correct. Do you want to start again?
What? No. That's
Okay.
that's okay. No, that's fine.
Perfect.
It's a very conversational podcast, so we're gonna be fine. A very innovative tool that you guys have been working on called NeoCarePal. Can you tell us a little bit about how long has NeoCarePal been available, and how long have you guys been working on this particular solution?
It's been in the works for a few years now, and we've been releasing some versions and really building the app so it becomes more functional. I believe that the current version's really been online for about a year or so now, available for download in both the Apple Store as well as the Google Play Store.
Yeah, and it's completely free, so it's a very exciting project. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Can you tell us, Jason, a little bit what is NeoCarePal and what is it offering to clinicians and the people on the front line?
Yeah, essentially what NeoCarePal app is, it's an app to download. It's a curated selection of the most commonly used formulas and calculators that neonatal teams rely on daily to support their patient care. It's not calculators that were created by Chiesi. We just wanted to really collect and the validated calculators that were available and put them under one umbrella. So it's a simple, easy to use tool. Everything's at one place. Really just kind of reduce some of the frustrations that we really noted from many of the clinicians that had to go to various sources, whether they're online, offline, maybe they need connectivity, maybe they don't, just to gain the calculators that they're using daily.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's become now an for people who have had iPhones for a while. Like, you have these pages and pages of apps, and you're like, where is the one for this particular process? And when you're at the bedside and you need something, it can be very frustrating.
It's we aim to just put it under one umbrella, so it's one-stop shopping for the majority of things that you'll need.
And so it's interesting because this is not something that I mean, KZ is well known for all the different solutions and products that it offers to clinicians, but this is a new avenue you guys are exploring. Can you tell us a little bit what motivated the process that led to NeoCarePal specifically?
Absolutely. For about 25 years, Chiesi was really committed to partnering with the neonatal community to improve the level of care for preterm infants with a focus on pharmacotherapies and companion devices. So, the traditional pharmaceutical approach. But just a few years ago, we really accepted a challenge to think more broadly and think about how we can really use our resources to address unmet needs that can make life a little bit easier in the NICU. So in this case, let's step away from therapeutics and let's think about the tools that you're using and are there ways that we can use those resources to just make bedside care maybe a little bit more efficient, remove some of the frustrations you're facing, streamline workflows, and really just enhance efficiency overall. It was a real broad approach because we didn't really start thinking, let's create an app. We wanted to start differently and ask some questions and really understand the needs. So it was more, let's listen, let's ask questions, and then start to really understand and prioritize the needs and figure, can we address them? So, not a traditional approach of we're going to tell you what value we think you can provide and see if people use it, but ask the question, what value can provide and how can we best address?
Yeah, and it's and you guys have done a beautiful job with the app itself. I have myself downloaded it, and it's very well designed. It's very easy to use. The home screen basically will lead you to all the different calculators that you can use, and it includes, like you said, the calculations that we do on a day-to-day basis. Some of these equations we're supposed to know by heart for the exams that we have to take, but I'm going to be very transparent. We forget, and then we don't want to have to recall these equations like the AA gradient. We can talk about glucose infusion rate. There's a lot of different tools there. One that I use very frequently is the gestational age and the corrected age when we have to calculate what is the postmenstrual age of a baby. It also has the oxygenation index, positioning of the endotracheal tube, Sarnat scores, position of the umbilical catheters. It also has a bilirubin calculator based on the 2022 guidelines, and it also has an early onset sepsis risk calculator. So there's more that I'm not including in this exhaustive list. For the people who have trust issues and say, well, I want to know how did they what did they use and so on. How do people can verify that what is these calculators based on um, in the app?
I think we've got about 15 calculators currently available in the app. 13 of the 15 do not require any internet connectivity, but we did want to go back and make sure that folks could validate for themselves and be comfortable with the calculators and understand the quality of what was coming out. So, Gizi, as I mentioned before, did not really create any of the calculators ourselves. We just wanted to really curate what was out there and available and work through validating many of those calculators. There are references available within the app, so people can go back and check, where are the calculations stemming from, and do they really address kind of the needs in the NICU and reflect the most relevant guidelines?
Yeah, that's my favorite feature. You have basically every time you open a calculator, obviously the first thing you'll see is the input field where you can enter all the data that you need to enter to actually use that particular tool. But then you have a few more tabs. One of them is the About tab that tells you a little bit what is the formula, like what is this based on, and most importantly, right after that, the reference, basically leading you to the paper, to the research, to the evidence that actually references the science behind the each calculator. The other thing that is interesting is the feedback of the community. I know that in my particular unit we've become big fans of the app, and the fact that, like you said in the beginning, is available for free on the App Store and can be downloaded by anybody is a big thing for us. What kind of feedback have you received from the community about their early use of NeoCarePal?
I think it's been very positive. So certainly we see the downloads, but the intent was not just to release an app and say, there's the version, have fun with it. We really want to iterate over time. So while we track a lot of the metrics, we're also doing a lot of listening sessions with clinicians from across the NICU team to understand, is it addressing needs? Could it be simpler? Could it be improved? Are there additional calculators to include? So it's been some ongoing discussion. So far, we've had great feedback, and I think we've met the need of just simplifying life a little bit by creating a one-stop shop for all the calculators. But we're just always eager for continuous improvement, gain feedback, and see how else we can improve for future versions.
That yeah, I mean, and I'm not surprised by that. Is there a plan to continue expanding the app? Obviously, there's always tools that can potentially even become available down the road. In terms of, I know that a lot of people, for example, are working on extubation readiness. But like, is this something that you're hoping to continue to iterate on, or are these calculators that are currently in the app what is going to be forever?
Our hope is to continue to look for new opportunities to enhance the app. It's only as valuable as you find it at the bedside. So if there are new tools that are coming that are a good fit, then we would certainly like to include those just to make sure that it continues to add value as time goes on.
What was the reception of this project, particularly at Chiesi? I mean, it's when we step out a little bit of our usual routine. It's always an interesting journey. I'm just curious about what has the feedback been like internally.
It's been fantastic. Really, we wanted to find ideas and opportunities that were actionable. And we knew we were probably biting off a little more than we could chew at the time when we started to gain feedback, gain ideas, and just try to figure out how we can make these things happen. Certainly, as you mentioned, we're not a tech company. So, I didn't even know where we could start to develop this piece. But the team had really gone through a great process working with some external vendors and whatnot to put it into play. To see it hit the market was fantastic, but to really get that feedback has really been extremely motivating for the team, knowing that we are able to spend our time, our resources, putting something out there, a free app that still could offer a lot of value. So it certainly was never a check the box initiative. The feedback is what continues to drive us. And the more we hear positive feedback or see it posted for one of the various app stores, it really is, heartwarming across the board that we've done something that's somebody's providing or that somebody's finding value in, and there's opportunities to do even more moving forward.
In terms of, you were talking about the fact that you're not a tech company, and obviously you dealt with developers and who've built a beautiful app. So it almost feels like you are a tech company. It's so nice. Uh, did you enroll the help of clinicians to help you with the development of the app in terms of choosing the calculators that were the most used and so on?
Absolutely. Every step of the way, I think that was once the idea was formed and we had a place to start, we really wanted to put some listening sessions and group focus groups together, clinicians across the country, including neonatologists, including nurses, respiratory therapists, to gain insights from the entire care team, and then make sure that we can continue to show them the app. Does this meet your need? Not just the types of calculators, but is it actually hitting the goal of making life a little bit easier? Is the interface intuitive? We wanted to take more of that tech approach because with tech, if it requires one, two, three clicks, maybe that's too many and we miss the goal. So is it clinically valuable? That's important for us, but also just from a human experience, does this make your life easier? And is this an app that, really aligns with all the other things that you may be using, in your general experience from a UX point of view?
Jason, can you tell us also a little bit more about how Chiesi is supporting clinicians and parents at the bedside in with other tools or maybe other solutions that you guys have worked on in the past?
So the NICU CarePal really is just one example of Casey's commitment to supporting NICU teams. And we have another initiative, NICUconnections.com, which really offers educational resources for practitioners, for patients, for families. And the aim is really to address the comprehensive journey throughout the NICU stay. Through this effort, we're offering staff training and resources that includes educational textbooks, NICU reunion toolkits, soft skills modules. We also have parent and discussion guides that can be used in your conversations for families throughout their stay. It's another example really of Kiese's prioritization of co-creation, working with our providers throughout the NICU team to make sure that we're putting resources out there that are usable for our clinicians and our customers.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful website that has two portals depending on whether you are a patient or a caregiver, and then there'll be targeted information there for patients and caregivers. And if you are a provider, a healthcare professional, then there's a whole other set of tools that are available to you when it comes to education and so on. So truly a great website. What has been the most gratifying aspect of this experience for you, Jason?
Bring it from ideation. It's always great to have ideas, but execution can be hard. So seeing it launch, but then seeing the new versions come out and gaining feedback. We're watching some of the downloads and we're seeing spikes and we're seeing an uptick in downloads from across the country. Knowing that it's in people's hands and it's usable and just hearing that feedback and knowing that this effort makes a difference, that's fantastic.
I'm so happy to hear that. Well, I'm going to recommend people check out NeoCarePal. It's available for free to be downloaded on the Google Play Store and on the Apple iOS Store. Jason, thank you so much for sharing with us this amazing tool and for walking us through the process of ideation to execution. You guys did a fantastic job.
No, thank you for the guidance and the help, and really thank you for the opportunity today to talk to the audience. And congratulations again on growing this platform. We're so in awe of what you've been able to do from I think the first discussions we've had and where this has started to where it is today. And just thank you for all the service you're providing to the community and your colleagues.
No, thank you, Jason, and thank you to Casey for being such an early supporter of the podcast. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
so happy to. Thank you.